Welcome to the Sports Boys Podcast.
There's only hot takes in here, baby. What's good, everyone? And welcome to the first episode of the Sports Boys Podcast, brought to you by JJ Sports Talk. And I'm Jackson Jones, and I'm pretty sure, I think my co-host is here. Wait. Oh, he's right here. Get up here.
Hey,
Introduce yourself.
I'm Colin Haggerty.
Yep. We've done a few videos together in the past.
Yeah, a long time ago.
So we decided, this is probably the least official podcast you'll ever see in your life. I mean, we don't even have microphones. But we're calling it a podcast. It's more of like just we're just going to sit and talk about whatever we want to. And on that note, there may be a swear word in there every once in a while. But nothing too bad. You want to throw in something?
We don't really have a script for this, so whatever we say is just straight from the mind.
Straight from the mind and the soul.
It's just what we come up with.
I'm sorry, usually you guys don't tend to like long episodes on my channel, but this is a podcast, so they're meant to be long. So I'm actually allowed to talk for a long time now. So, do you want to introduce what we're talking about today?
Well,
the main purpose.
the main topic today, how the NBA has changed over many years, and especially recently with super teams.
And how, if you want to win in the NBA, this is what you have to do now.
Yeah.
That's mainly what the focus is. So.
It all started back in
Alright, so we'll start. This is what we kind of decided on. So we're going to start with super teams.
Super teams.
And how you have to have a super team to win the NBA now. I would say, I'll get us cooking here, that super teams existed when the NBA first started, like when it first started going, but people didn't even know about it.
Yeah, it wasn't like a...
I mean, back with the Celtics, Russell, Cousy, Jones, and then the Lakers, they had Jerry West and Elgin Baylor, and then they brought in Chamberlain. Super teams.
But it wasn't like all the time.
Right. But no, I don't think anyone thinks of that as a super team, though.
No.
Because it's like back in the 60s and 70s. But, if you're thinking about it.
Like now it's constantly.
It's constant.
Every year there's a new super team.
If you go through time, I just said the 60s. In the 70s, or not, I said 60s, 70s. Now you get to the 80s. You could even throw in the Celtics. Bird, Parrish, McHale, or Bird, Ainge, Parrish. Any of those guys you want to throw in. The Lakers. Magic, Kareem, Worthy. Those two great ones right there. And I think the thing that I think about with super teams is that there's different ways that they can be formed.
Yeah, I would say that.
Because here's the difference I want to ask you. Would you consider sometimes a big three and a super team the same thing?
No.
Right. I feel like people get that mixed up a lot.
I'm
going to form a big three. I'm going to form a super team.
Like a big three, I feel like they play
A big three, I feel like, is a group of guys that didn't necessarily come together just to ring chase.
Mm-hmm.
They came together on accident almost.
The Warriors would be a good
No.
example. Well, they didn't like
Spurs.
Tony
Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan. I'd say that's the best big three. People try to say that the Celtics, Garnett, Allen, and Rondo, well, not Rondo, Garnett, Pierce, and Allen, which they try to say that's a big three. So would you consider that more of a super team or a big three?
They were good. Real good.
I consider that a super team. Because a big three, it's just those three guys, and that's about it. But they had Rondo, Perkins.
They just had a full team.
They had a full team, and with those guys. Now, some might disagree with me, but I'm like, that's just what I freaking feel.
Well, we have, would you call Michael Jordan's Bulls a super team?
No. They were Pippen, Rodman, and Jordan were a big three.
Big three?
Yeah. That was a big three. Because Rodman was never a superstar.
He could just rebound.
He was a glue guy.
Kind of like Draymond.
Get on your skin. Draymond Green is like a Dennis Rodman, but just less effective. But
Less effective?
that's because of the modern NBA, though.
You think less effective?
Yes. Think about it, though. Because the modern NBA, and it's kind of probably a good segment, but then we'll still continue with the thing. And the modern NBA, I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it. It is way more damn soft than the old NBA. Prime example, Bad Boy Pistons.
Oh
From
my.
like 1986 to 1990, basically, 91, they were beating the crap out of the NBA. And I don't think they'd even have a team anymore because they'd all be suspended right now.
They'd be gone.
They'd be gone. They wouldn't even have a team. And that was back in the 80s when you could punch a dude in the face and still stay in the game. Right? I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Just tell me I'm wrong.
There's nobody like that today.
No.
No team.
Everyone wants to act hard in the NBA now. They want to be like, yeah, I'll beat you up. Nah. You ain't even touch him. You ain't even touch him.
Not really punching him, we're just pushing. Grabbing jerseys.
The guy that does the most is Kevin Durant. He's always like getting up in people's faces like, I'm bigger and better than you. I'm going to beat you up. No, you're not. You're not going to do anything. You are just going to sit there and look at me. Because you will not touch me because you will get suspended.
Weird.
What?
Super teams like Kevin Durant and the Nets. That just reminded me of that.
It's pretty much common knowledge now.
That might be the worst, best super team ever. They do not play together.
No.
I mean, it's iso ball.
I'm actually surprised that James Harden's playing as good as he is with that team. Because Kyrie's a nutcase. Who knows? You never know why that guy's not playing. Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant. And then you had Harden on the team. You think it would be a disaster.
It's actually going good.
It's pretty good. But I don't think that they're going to make it out of the East. That's a story for another day.
You don't think they're making it out of the East?
No, I don't.
Like, what are they out by? You think at least Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah.
Who do they lose to?
I'm telling you, man, the Miami Heat are sneaky.
Are you kidding me?
It's not, Heat are sneaky, bro.
So
they're always sneaky.
Who's guarding James Harden?
Here's my question for you.
Yeah.
I have more teams I think that can beat them.
Who? In the Eastern Conference.
Don't count on Milwaukee. Don't count on Milwaukee.
My question is to you, who's guarding those three, plus Blake Griffin, who just came back from...
Okay, you don't got to worry about Blake Griffin. That dude ain't going to do nothing.
He's having
No,
a better year.
Blake Griffin freaking sucks.
Okay.
He's trash.
Okay, but who's beating the Nets? The Bucks are not beating the Nets. That's not happening.
New York Knicks, no. No.
The Sixers are the only team
Oh, the Sixers. Why did I forget about them?
close.
No, Sixers.
Only team that's close.
Sixers are beating them.
What?
The Sixers will be in the finals this year.
Against who?
Los Angeles Lakers.
No.
Yes, they will. That's the NBA Finals.
Utah Jazz.
No way.
Utah Jazz.
Nope. Not a chance. They're not. They won't even beat the Suns.
Think AD's gonna play?
They'll be back. They're on like a 1 week notice right now.
You know, but they were talking about how, because they're thinking about more for the future. AD's not as old as LeBron, but LeBron wants to win now. AD wants to win for a long time.
What do you mean?
So if he rests now,
They're not resting.
I mean,
hurt
he's
his
hurt.
knee.
I know he's hurt. So let's say he comes back and gets hurt more.
Bro, they're fifth in the West right now.
They're not winning.
They have to come back.
They're not winning this year.
Okay, Golden State Warriors fan. They're not gonna win. What do you mean they're not gonna win? We won last year with the same freaking team, minus Danny Green
Not gonna
and
win the
Dwight
finals. They're not gonna win
Howard.
the finals.
Who's gonna beat them?
The Nets.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Okay, I want you to answer this question.
The Nets.
Let's say.
The Nets will not make it out of the East. Mark my words.
So if you're gonna
The
say
Sixers,
that,
will, the Sixers,
Answer this.
the Sixers or Heat will beat them.
who's guarding Kevin Durant?
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a defensive
Yeah,
player.
he's a good player. Who's guarding Kyrie Irving? On the Sixers. Who's on the Sixers? Who's guarding Kyrie Irving?
That's the issue. Because you can put Danny Green on Harden.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to guard Kyrie.
No one's
is.
guarding him.
No, it is, but that's the thing. One guy will not outscore. Who's going to guard Joel Embiid? Don't even say Blake Griffin or DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan's
No.
Yes.
DeAndre Jordan is terrible.
He's a dog, bro.
No.
Yeah, he's a dog.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Stop. Joel Embiid. Well, shit. On the Brooklyn Nets. He's the MVP leader. He's winning the MVP. You want to know why I want to see the Sixers win? Because they're not a super team. They're not a super team. I want to see them win.
It could be a super team.
How? How?
If Ben Simmons would have been as good as he
They
was
drafted
supposed
both of them.
Yeah, well.
They drafted both of them.
Yeah.
How is Markelle Fultz didn't even work out.
Yeah.
So they pooped away a first overall pick and they still are good. Tell me I'm wrong.
The Nets are making it out.
You want to see a super team win again? Of course you like cheer for super teams because he cheered for
No,
a super team
I'm
when
not
they was the
cheering
Warriors.
for it. I'm just saying the Nets are not even good as a team. They just have so many good players.
I think.
It's like playing an all-star.
Speaking of it, I think I would define a super team because it kind of goes on the Nets. Is a team that's not bad, that just adds more really good players to it, like the Nets. The Nets weren't a bad team. They already had obviously Kyrie and Kevin Durant didn't play the year before, and they just added Harden and Blake Griffin. And then the Warriors, because the NBA is inflated. They just have so much money. Because the Warriors won 73 games. Best season in NBA history. Let's give them Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Let's give them Kevin Durant.
What's the problem with that? That's a big problem.
And then the Miami Heat weren't terrible. Obviously, they weren't a championship contender anymore. Chris Bosh. LeBron. Obviously, that's the big three. But in reality, it's a super team. Mario Chalmers. James Jones, back when they were both good. Then you throw in future Chris Anderson, Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Shane Battier.
So are the Nets a super team or
yes,
a three?
Super team, 100% super team.
So
because they're just throwing players together. Blake Griffin, Mark Aldridge.
It's pretty much an all-star.
Rest in peace, Mark Aldridge. Sorry, that was terrible.
I don't.
Just throwing players together. They were already good. I mean, you could. No, the Lakers aren't a super team because
He's the second greatest player of all time.
they got to have.
Probably
You
second
have
best
to have at least three All-Stars to be considered a super team. Because they were, tell me I'm wrong, they were trash before LeBron came there. They were horrible. LeBron signs there. They were horrible with LeBron. They didn't make the playoffs. They were like 10th in the West. Okay? Trade for Anthony Davis in the offseason. Give away all your core. Minus Kuzma, who's terrible. So.
Kuzma's better.
No, he's terrible.
Better.
No, he got denied by Ersan Ilyasova last night. Don't tell me about him. So, you have LeBron and AD, who are obviously two of the top 10 players in the league. Obviously, you could even say top 5 when they're both healthy. Them, I mean, who else would you put on there to consider a super team? No one. I'd say it's not even big three because there's not three of them. That's just a good team. But it's LeBron. Alex, speak up. Bro.
He's a janitor. He is terrible. He gets a couple good highlights, and, if you watch his highlight reel, it would look like he averages 20.
Bro, he's better than,
What is he averaging? 2 points a game?
Bro.
4 points a game?
He's a glue guy.
He's washed.
He's a glue guy. You need guys like that to win in the NBA now.
He's, like, a highlight
He is the Ian Clark of this Lakers
not even
team.
close.
Yes.
Not even close.
100%.
No.
He's a Sean Livingston of this team.
Don't even compare them.
Yes.
Don't even compare Sean Livingston to Alex Curry.
He's good.
Sean Livingston 100%.
He's the Mario Chalmers of this team.
You're comparing them.
Yes.
You're comparing Alex Curry to Mario Chalmers.
I'm not comparing their play styles. I'm comparing their roles. Tell me I'm wrong.
Who's the Lakers starting lineup?
Right now?
Yeah, no, like when LeBron and AD are healthy.
Like this year? It's Schroeder at point guard. He's playing in a really good season.
And
then
it's their super team.
No, stop.
Super
He's
team.
He's never even been an all-star. Schroeder's at point guard. I think usually play Caldwell Pope.
He's solid.
Right, he's solid. LeBron, AD. I think they usually do, and then they throw Kuzma in there, and that's 5. And then obviously off the bench you got Morris,
Janitor.
That's really about all we play. Macklemore now, but that's not the point. The point is, can't win without a super team anymore.
I was the last person to do it.
To win without a super team?
Well, okay, last year, the Raptors. Not
Yeah,
last year,
I'd say
season.
them. I'd say the Raptors. And they beat a super team, which that's why I cheered for.
Well, that team was depleted.
No.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
They were depleted. They were not a team.
The Warriors were not going to lose that finals.
With
They were going to win that finals if they had Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson. That's not a question.
But it just
Deteriorated from there. Because they sucked.
they'll be back next year.
No, they won't. Okay. So,
No.
we've determined that it takes a super team to win the modern NBA. Okay? How else would you, besides, like, obviously we know the modern NBA is way softer. So how do you feel about, like, the foul calls in the NBA now?
Well, the main thing is like when players shoot, they'll lean into the defender. I mean, barely. Like they'll be like this, straight up, try not to foul, and it's like a.
I'm leaning.
And it gets called a foul. And people talk about it all the time, how it needs to be changed, but no one it's not going to change.
Yeah, when are we going to damn change it?
Like Trae Young and Luka Doncic are the worst,
Luka's bad.
in my opinion.
Luka's bad at it. Luka, Steph does it a lot too.
Yeah, he got caught. They last
You
yeah,
give him a flopping warning.
kicked his leg out.
Oh, jeez.
Like it's fine shooting 15 free throws if you're going to the hoop and get fouled, but like if you're just throwing up shots and leaning into your defender, shooting 15 free throws, it's way different.
The whole flopping in basketball in general has to stop.
LeBron has to be the worst flopper of all time.
No, it's got to be like.
James Harden.
I put Harden in there. I put Marcus Smart up there.
Oh my,
He's bad.
he's horrible.
He's bad. He's down bad. He's bad at it.
He's terrible at it.
Okay, so I mean everything we've already said. You all basically know. Super teams, flopping, foul calls. Would you say that the NBA is rigged? It's points.
It's like by rigged, you mean like it's
I mean, like,
favored for
you
one
think
team
the
to win over another?
NBA? You think the NBA favors teams to win?
I think the media does. Not like
The media definitely wants people to win. Like, this is horrible for me because when Kobe died, you don't think the whole media wanted the Lakers to win the title?
everyone did.
Everyone did. Well, unless you're a Miami Heat fan, but everyone wanted them to win. I mean, I was a Lakers fan, so of course I wanted them to win. I've suffered through the pain and suffering of the.
But like I don't know if the NBA itself actually rigs wants teams to win.
This is gonna hurt because I know for a fact you don't know about this. 2002 Western Conference Finals. Sacramento Kings, Los Angeles Lakers.
You better pull something out of your ass, aren't you?
Yeah. Game 6. Probably one of the most rigged games ever if you think about it. Foul calls all over the place for the Lakers. They shot like 20-some free throws in the fourth quarter in general, and they averaged like 20-some free throws during the games. Call at the end of the game. Just come here, I'm not going to help you. So, Kobe Bryant goes to go around him. Elbows Mike Bibby in the face, fouling Mike Bibby. Right. People call it the most rigged game of all time that they wanted a Game 7 out of that series. The Kings were good. They were the 1 seed. The Lakers went to Game 7 in Arco Arena in front of all the screaming Sacramento fans, and they won Game 7. So all you sons of beans out there who the game was rigged, they had Game 7 on home floor to go to the finals, and they choked. Peja Stojakovic down by 1, airball to 3.
It's rigged.
But the reason people say it is that Tim Donaghy, who I think he's in prison now, because he bet on games and it changed games for the outcomes, and he said that game, 2 of the officials were doing that. So, even if that game was rigged, still had Game 7 on your home floor. And they lost. Sorry. But, speaking of that, not really speaking of that, but that's how we kind of feel like the NBA's changed now. Do you think there's any way to fix that, or do you think it's just going to become going in that trend? Do you think the NBA is just too far down the trend of
Like
you need
fouls.
to all-stars need to pair up people, and that's how you can only win anymore? I think they've already gone down that path. I think there's too many
There's too many good players.
too
right
many
now.
good players and too many attractive markets that people just want to go play in.
Because now, if you look at the teams, like, okay, so now Brooklyn's gonna be in it. Like, no one wants to play for the Detroit Pistons. No one wants to play for Minnesota.
Right.
No,
No one's trying to go play for Charlotte.
Yeah,
Right.
like no one wants to play for those teams.
Look,
So,
because then you have social media now. Oh, hey, I'm Kawhi Leonard, and you're Paul George. Let's go play for the Clippers together. LeBron, hey AD, would you want to come team up with me? We'll trade for you. Like, that's how easy it is.
like, there's
anymore.
people want to play for the Heat. People want to play for the Lakers. People want to play for
Right.
the Clippers. People want to play for the
New
Warriors.
York. People want to go to New York and play.
But it's like, and then every other team's just like no one wants to play for the
So you think that
like Detroit. No, like they're
They
not gonna
suck.
be good forever. They'll never be good. Minnesota, they'll never be good.
the only way that those teams can ever get players is through the draft. But here's the thing, and this is the sad truth of the NBA. This also goes along with the NBA. So these teams are going to get players through the draft that are good. They're going to waste at least 4 years of their career not winning because they will not win because these teams are terrible. And you know what they're going to do? The minute they hit free agency, they gone.
Because they don't want to play for a bad team.
They don't want to play no more because they ain't good. None of those teams are attracting good players.
So it's,
Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, it's.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, look at history. There's
The only person,
just keep cycling.
the only person that exceptions to is Devin Booker in Phoenix Suns. Because they were bad. They were bad. They were down bad.
He stayed.
He was there for a couple years.
Oh, Phoenix, they're stopping the Lakers.
Stop.
That's not a joke.
We can talk about that in a minute. But the Suns drafted DeAndre Ayton, who's been okay. But they had some promise at the end of last year. Chris Paul comes to the Suns. You're attracting good players. So I guess if you build up enough good players, you can attract people. But what else does that lead back to? We got to have a super team to win. You can't just have, it's not the 80s or 90s anymore, where you can just have one good player
bunch of role players.
and you can make it to the finals. Or one good player and a bunch of role players. If you think about it, that's how the Rockets were when they won their 2 titles. I know you probably don't know about that. But when Michael Jordan sat out for 2 years, it was literally Hakeem Olajuwon, old-ass Clyde Drexler, and a bunch of role players. And they won 2 championships in a row. And they beat the Magic with Shaq and Penny. So, I mean, that's about all I got for that. But it's time for some debates. So, do me a favor. Pull up the NBA standings right now. All right. We're going to decide on who our 8 playoff teams are. And who's going to win some matchups.
I'm gonna go to ESPN.
I don't care what you go to. We're just going to decide. We're going to mutually agree on each pick. Despite how many arguments it takes. And we're going to decide who's going to win the finals. So, that's kind of our little segments. We decided what's going on in the NBA right now.
Oh my.
What? The Heat beat the Nets.
Heat beat the Nets.
That's what I'm freaking telling you, baby.
It's one game.
Who played?
I think everybody played.
Landry Shamet out 30 points. So, Kyrie didn't.
So nobody.
So, no one played. All right.
Let's go to conference.
Here we go. All right. So, put it here. Put it right here. Put it up here. Nah, that's fine. We'll put it here. Okay. So, currently
In the Eastern Conference.
in the Eastern Conference, it is Sixers 1, Brooklyn 2, Milwaukee 3, Atlanta 4, Boston 5, New York 6, Miami 7, Charlotte 8. Are there any teams that you can see falling out and another getting in?
Not really.
I feel like out of everything here, the only one I could see is Charlotte slipping out and like Indiana getting in. Because poor Charlotte, like obviously the Melo Ball was having a good year, and he's out. And they just, they were like fifth in the East at one point.
Atlanta's fourth?
Yes, I know.
Trae Young playoff.
They suck.
Playoff Trae Young's
They
gonna be
suck.
different.
They're not going nowhere.
I don't really see anybody here that's like 18
I think.
here. That's,
Now, do you want to switch any of these in here? I think the first three are pretty solid.
I think New York's not as good.
All right, I got Philadelphia 1, Brooklyn 2, Milwaukee 3, Boston 4, Atlanta 5, New York 6, Miami 7, Indiana 8.
The final?
Yes.
Standings?
Yes.
I don't know. I just don't really see any of those teams like slipping in. at
You
the
think
eighth seed.
you think that's solid right there?
I mean, I think you would change.
You think
some-
everything's solid?
That might change a little bit. That's 1 through 8, but I don't think any of the. If Indiana strings together a few good games,
I think it's Indiana.
I want to see them.
They're,
Charlotte.
they're down 2 games right now. I don't care to see Charlotte because they don't have LaMelo. Not saying I like LaMelo.
Terry, oh my.
Oh yeah, Terry.
Terry,
two good ones.
Okay, that's not gonna change. I don't think. I bet Brooklyn gets the 1 seed.
Okay, so here's the question: who makes it out of the East? It's gonna have a seed. Philly's beating whoever the 8 seed is. Brooklyn and Miami.
No, it's not even a debate.
They beat them today.
1 game.
I'm sorry, playoff Jimmy Butler's different, but Brooklyn's winning that game.
Seriously.
Series, that's what I mean. That's going at least 6 games.
New York, Milwaukee. Milwaukee.
As good a season as New York's had, and it's a great story. No way in crap they're beating Milwaukee. Giannis is not losing that series.
Atlanta and Boston.
Boston's winning that series. So you have Philadelphia taking on Boston. Ooh, the rivalry game, the rivalry series. Sorry,
Boston just
sorry,
doesn't have a
Celtics
center.
fans, but I cannot pick you guys.
Yeah, Boston just has a center.
Sorry, they don't have a center. Joel Embiid's gonna win the MVP. Who's winning the MVP? Who's winning the MVP?
Nikola Jokic.
Not a chance. Nope.
Yep.
They don't have Jamal Murray right now, so if he's that great, he'll carry him. Not a chance. And then Brooklyn will beat Brooklyn and Milwaukee. I got Brooklyn. There's 2 good.
I got Brooklyn too.
And then Philadelphia beats Brooklyn.
Brooklyn beats Philadelphia.
No, you don't. No, they don't.
It's-
No, they don't.
We'll see.
Dude, people have hated on the Sixers.
Let's
There's
put
been
this
too
bet
much-
on the table.
There's been too much Philadelphia 76ers slander.
I'll put a bet on the table.
There's been too much slander to the Philadelphia 76ers.
I'll put $20 on it.
$20
Yep.
on the Brooklyn Nets beating the 76ers.
If they make it. If they both make it. In the Eastern Conference Finals, if Brooklyn and Philadelphia make it, Brooklyn will beat Sixers.
No.
You don't want to bet on that?
I got Philly.
You want to bet on that?
Yeah. What do you want to bet?
20.
I'm not betting money. I'll bet you Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Okay, deal.
I'll bet you Taco Bell meal.
It's a deal.
All right. I bet you a meal at Taco Bell for that.
It's a deal.
All right. I go to the Western. Utah, Phoenix, Clippers, Denver, Lakers, Portland, Dallas, Memphis, and then the rest. Okay, so straight off the bat, the Lakers will not finish 5th in the West because they have 2 guys that I think you all pretty much heard of, and LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He'll be coming back pretty soon. And they're going to slide up the Phoenix. So, my bet is Utah first, Phoenix second. That's going to be really close. Clippers third, Lakers fourth, Denver. Portland's sneaky, man. Portland sixth, Dallas, and Memphis. Yeah.
You don't got a team sneaking in there?
No. You'd love to see
San Antonio
you'd
and
love to
Golden
see
State.
you'd love to see Golden State in there, but
I would.
You want
possible.
you want him to get ran?
Utah?
Uh-huh.
You kidding me? They'd at least take 2.
No.
They'd take 2.
No. Curry would have to score at least 60 points a game for them to win.
Light work.
No.
Light work.
No.
Not light work. They'd take 1 game.
No.
They don't take a game.
Yeah, they take a game.
They take a game.
That's mine right there.
Memphis.
And then it's pretty much easy. Utah beats Memphis.
If I'm the Warriors, like,
Ooh, spicy. Is that yours?
if you go for the
Hold
the
up.
8th seed, is it worth it? As the Warriors, do you go for the 8th seed and just
No, not with the team they have. No, you got to get a good draft pick. You got to lose. I'm sorry. I don't like encouraging losing, but Golden State Warriors. If you're watching this, you have to lose. Steph Curry will leave you in his next free agency decision if you do not choose to lose. Mark my words. I'm telling you right now, Golden State. Listen to me now.
Actually, I saw this the other day. New Orleans,
No.
right?
No.
No, they're not gonna slip in. I'm saying Lonzo, he's supposed to be a great defender, right?
Yep.
Zion, he's supposed to be a decent rim protector.
No.
No?
No.
Steven Adams.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a good defender. Brandon Ingram,
Slenderman.
All-Star. All-Star game.
He is an all-star.
Zion, All-Star.
He's an all-star. Also starter.
Why are they not good? If they have 2 really good defensive players, 2 really good offensive players.
I'd put it's because
Lonzo can pass.
here's what I have. All right, ready? You want to hear my thing?
Mhm.
I have 4 categories in the NBA. The really good teams / title contenders. The teams that are see, because you have like the middle ground, but I'd say the teams that are good but 1 piece away. The mad teams, stuck in the middle teams, we're stuck in the middle of being good or bad, and then the absolute shitter teams. The Pelicans fall under the decent 1 piece away teams.
What are they away from? A shooter?
They're 1 piece away.
Yeah, but what do they need?
Okay, so they don't really have a
Passer.
point guard.
They have
They have Eric Bledsoe. They got a power forward. Imagine if you throw like Nikola Jokic onto a team like that.
They won't be able to get him though.
No, they're not going to get him, but imagine you throw a player like that onto their team. Or, you know what I think they are? They're a shooting guard away. You know who I would trade for them? Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal's
Think about
so
this.
loyal though.
Eric Bledsoe. No, he would gladly leave that Washington.
You think you go play? Yeah, you go play this.
Think about this. Eric Bledsoe, Bradley Beal, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and then Steven Adams. That's a playoff team. That's a 4 seed. Bradley Beal will score 30 points a game. You asked me what it takes for them, and I said that's it. They got to get another piece.
How old's Bradley Beal?
Like 29, 30, 31.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was 30.
I mean, he was picked like, what, 2012 draft or something like that? I know, that's a long time ago. But, anyway, is this your finals thing? Is that what you got?
The 1 through 8? No.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I want to be unbiased as possible. It's just like, I feel like San Antonio or Golden State can make a run for
No,
this
man,
seed.
how? No, I know.
I don't think Memphis is just really not that good.
They got 3 games in the Warriors right now, Colin.
San Antonio?
Memphis is 29-26. The Warriors are 28-29. 3 games. Not happening. Sorry. But,
Possible.
okay, so we're staying with this. So, here's my question for you, though. So, Utah beat Memphis, Phoenix, and Dallas. 7-game series.
So as we're standing right now, that's what we're going on.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but then I said I would just switch Denver and Lakers when LeBron and AD come back.
Okay.
So, Phoenix and Dallas, that is a 7-game series. Tell me I'm wrong.
Phoenix and Dallas.
That is a hell of a series.
I want Luka Doncic to get swept.
You don't like them?
I have hate in my heart.
Luka slander, eh?
Yeah.
Luka slander. Oh my God. Okay, so we do not like Luka Doncic here. But realistically, Porzingis, Doncic against the Suns. They pushed the Clippers to 6 games last year. What do you
Utah's
think?
a different team.
I'm not talking about Utah. I'm talking about
Oh,
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
You're an idiot.
Devin Booker's got.
I'm saying Phoenix wins in 7.
I know. I don't think it goes to 7. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh man, Phoenix, unproven. What have they done?
140 games.
Won 40 games. What have they done playoff wise? In the last what? Never years. They made like what? They made. I think they've won 1 NBA Finals in like the 1970s.
Well, Chris Paul, he's a veteran, so he's gonna. He's Devin Booker. He's just a.
What's Chris Paul won? He ain't even been to a finals. He got close with the Rockets, and they choked to the
He's
Warriors.
got playoff experience.
Playoff experience only takes you so far. He's what, 35? Now won an NBA Finals. I'd probably put him up there with Melo with the greatest players.
You know who else hasn't?
Luka's like 21, dude.
He's that young?
Yes.
How wasn't he in the league?
Like 20. Or 19 or something.
He's been legal in 2 years.
How old is Luka Doncic?
Come on.
She says she's on it. She's working on that.
She's working on it.
Yeah, this ain't good. He's not gonna load, boys. Something went wrong. Okay, well, Luka is 22. That's what we're
22.
Okay. So, Phoenix wins that. Clippers, Portland. That'd be...
Not Portland. Clippers.
Portland loses that series.
In 6.
But it's close to in 6. That's what I was going to say. In 6. Now, here's the one that I think is intriguing. Denver and Lakers. Rematch of the Western Conference Finals. Lakers win. But it's less close if they don't have Jamal Murray. The Nuggets have Jamal Murray. It's closer than you think. And the reason I don't really pay attention to the Nuggets as much is that they let go of Jeremy Grant, and he's averaging like 20 on the Pistons right now. What? The Pistons and Luka slander from this kid right now.
I don't know if you like the Pistons. If you're a fan of the Pistons.
Bad boys. Bad boys.
Yeah, if you like the Pistons, you gotta be at least 40. Or live in Detroit.
If you live in Detroit, you dead. I know it is. I'm sorry. But, okay, so Lakers over Denver in 5. That's what I got. I got spit.
You're only good at 5 games?
Oh, yeah.
What?
5 games. It's over.
So you've got a potential MVP going up against, with Jamal Murray, who's a hitter in the playoffs.
Jamal Murray might not even play.
He's going to play.
5 games with Jamal Murray.
With?
Yeah.
You can't say that with a straight face.
5 games.
Look at the camera dead in the eyes and say,
Wasn't it 5 games last year in the Western Conference Finals? It was.
It's different this year.
No, it ain't.
Clearly, look at the camera and say, with Jamal Murray,
With Jamal Murray.
it will be a 5-game
5-game series in the playoffs.
against the Lakers.
Against the Lakers.
And you're going to stand by that.
I'll stand by that. I'll stand by that just like how the freaking Sixers are beating the Nets. I'll stand by that.
Okay.
So, now you got Utah versus the Lakers. Lakers 100%. Utah's not built. They're a regular season team, and you know what I tell everyone else? This Utah team is Denver in 2018. They were the 1 seed in the West,
Like that. Beaten.
and they were
Second round.
they were a team. They had one good player. I mean, they had Jokic. That's like decent Jokic. He was an all-star, but he wasn't like really, really good yet. They had Jokic, an average Jamal Murray, and then a bunch of role players. What's this team have? Donovan Mitchell. I put Rudy Gobert. Bunch of role players. Same team. Jamal Murray, Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. And guess what happened? Guess what happened to Denver?
Joe Ingles.
They got knocked out in the second round by Portland, who's a 4 seed.
And then got swept. But
The Warriors, who were a super team. So, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was that 2018, 2019?
That was 20. The Warriors won that year, didn't they?
No,
That would be,
Be 2019.
I think it would be 2019. I think
Yeah,
it was
they
the
didn't have
2019 playoffs. No, 2018, 2019. One of them. One of the seasons. I'm a little rusty right now. But, you know the premise is what I'm trying to say.
I think Utah would win that.
Yeah, it was definitely 2019 because in 2018 they played the Rockets. So it's 2019
Then
season.
they were down 3-2 that year, weren't they?
It was so the 2019 Denver Nuggets are the 2021 Utah Jazz. So the Lakers win that series because the Utah Jazz have yet to face the Lakers at full strength.
Did Donovan Mitchell
I'm
play last night?
sorry, I'm a biased fan, but you're not beating a healthy LeBron and AD. It is not happening. Teams right now are getting way too freaking comfortable with the hurt Lakers right now. We're the NBA champs. LeBron's like.
I just want to see the Nets and the Lakers in the finals. That's all I want.
So do you think the Lakers beat Utah? I'd love to be a 4 seed. That's a chip on your shoulder. You don't gotta be the 1 seed no more.
I mean, Utah hasn't really done anything.
Right. So Utah loses.
Utah.
And then Clippers and Suns.
Clippers.
I feel like we haven't got to see the Clippers.
Paul George is motivated.
We haven't got the Clippers at full strength because Kawhi's always sitting out for load management and stuff. So I'd say the Clippers beat them because the Suns just aren't experienced. Maybe in a few years. I'd say in at least a year or two they'll probably be in the conference finals.
Suns?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this year Clippers.
Yeah, I'd say Clippers this year. So Clippers, Lakers, conference finals, which of course everyone wants to see. I got Lakers.
Wait, how does that work?
I got
Home court advantage.
Really isn't one. Just more fans get tickets for the other team. Home team fans get more tickets. But I got 7-game slugfest. Lakers, Clippers. Lakers go to the finals.
You could really just throw anybody in there.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, Clippers and Lakers.
The Clippers are trying to build a super team to be in the modern NBA. Like Paul George, Kawhi, and a bunch of freaking role players. I feel like theirs isn't built enough. There's no inside presence enough to guard AD.
LeBron and Kawhi that'd be such a good matchup.
I know. We got robbed of it last year in the bubble because Denver came and screwed everything up. So it's pretty safe to say that we think our predictions are. I say Philly Lakers. You say Brooklyn Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say wins?
Oh my. That's a 7-game series.
Both of them. Yours would be a 7-game series. Mine, I'd say at least 6 games. Lakers take it. It'd be close though. No blowouts. When I say blowout, I mean like 20-some point wins.
I can't choose who would win. It's gonna be a 7-game series.
I'm saying in both series, Lakers win. The only way Brooklyn wins is if the Lakers are not 100% healthy. The only way. I mean, that's it, right? It's got to be it.
It's your opinion. I'll stand by my decision.
That Taco Bell is going to be tasting real good.
That was our Sixers Nets bet, by the way. That was not our finals prediction.
Yeah, but my Sixers picks looking real nice right now.
Nope.
All right. So, might as well talk about it. Draft. What do you think is going to happen? Now, I want your opinion. Warriors. Should they go for the win? Should they keep winning?
Well, I wanna see them
should
win.
they tank?
I want to see him win because
So,
You know what you're-
Sorry, boys. I'm relaxing out here.
I just want to see some playoffs. I just want to see the.
Well, I mean, you've had
Some
playoffs.
more
You had
playoffs.
playoffs for like 4 years in a row.
Missed a year last year.
You've had playoffs for a long time. You had 3 championships. Not enough?
Next year. We are back next year.
Nah, they're going to lose.
Warriors are back next year.
Draymond Green's got to go.
He'll go. We'll pick up a. Actually, I don't know who they'd get out of
Okay,
here.
actually, let's switch to the topic real quick. Because I've heard enough about your freaking Warriors.
That's so good.
Here you go. Here's my question for you. What do teams... Let's put ourselves in the shoes of an NBA GM right now. Let's be a team that's been bad for a long time. Let's be Detroit. Because you like Detroit.
It's like-
They're stuck in the mud right now. Absolutely no one. They're going to get a top 5 pick in the draft. They should, but the draft lottery is freaking rigged, so anyone can get it at this point. But what do you do if you're a team that's stuck in the mud? Like, what I'm saying, where the Pistons were like Timberwolves, Pistons, the Rockets are garbage now. I mean,
What other teams are just absolutely horrible?
open the standings. Open the standings. I'm saying these teams got to be garbage, like, on daily, not just this year.
Sacramento's down bad.
Sacramento's down bad. Yeah, they suck.
But they're not going to get a top 5 pick.
Cleveland sucks.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City's net. But no, see, think about Oklahoma City here.
Orlando.
Orlando's down bad. I'm gonna use Oklahoma City as an example of what I would do. Okay. Now you can give me yours. Here's what I would do. Okay. I am trading all of my pieces that I deem are valuable enough to get value out of. Okay? Which is kind of what Orlando and definitely what Oklahoma City did. They said, okay, we got Russell Westbrook. We are not in any position to win in the future. Trade them. Get value. Get picks. They are loaded in picks right now. That's what you have to do in the modern NBA. You got to get picks. You got to stack up on picks. You get picks, you're going to get prospects. You can flip those prospects into good players. So you get hella draft picks, which means you get hella players. And then you know what you do? You build through free agency in the draft. What, you good, bro? You like thinking over there.
Thinking.
What would you do?
I mean, if
Do you just try to trade for a bunch of people?
If you're that bad.
I feel like if I'm an NBA GM, see, here's the thing, and goes back to modern NBA, okay? People are so impatient nowadays. Oh, we don't win nowadays. Fire him. Get him out of here. Fire our GM because he's just terrible. Well, your GM's trying to be patient and build a winner, but when you rush him and he just throws a bunch of players together and it doesn't work, then he's just terrible. But in reality, that's what you wanted him to do. Am I wrong?
I mean,
That's what the Lakers tried to do. They were getting back. They had just won a championship in 2010. They made the playoffs in 11 and 12, but they were down. So everyone was getting a little feisty. And hold up, I'm gonna do something quick. Boys, keep talking. It's fine. It's all part of the journey.
all part of it.
It's all part of the journey.
It's normal. But like,
No, so they're on the down skid. So obviously there's pressure on everyone. So trade for Dwight Howard, sign Steve Nash. Everyone's like, okay, so it's gonna be good. Absolute garbage season. Fire the head coach D'Antoni. People's heads are rolling. That's what happens in every sport. It's not just basketball. You know what I mean?
so with all those guys, like the Lakers had like now they're good players. They weren't really that good. So they had D'Angelo Russell. They had Lonzo. They had Brandon Ingram. They had Julius Randle.
We traded our future to win now.
Because it was impatient.
Right. Impatience.
And
Do we
all those
want-
guys are young.
Here's what I'm saying. You wait until Lonzo, Ingram, Hart, Kuzma. Do you wait until they all develop and kind of build around those guys? Or do you flip them all now to be a winner? which is impatience in the Lakers franchise because we'd been bad for a while.
Also,
Which I was one of those. I would say I was not an impatient person. I was like, okay, let's let him develop. Well, then you sign LeBron, and then it's, oh, we can't be patient no more. We don't win now. Which I think that's what happened.
he's old.
No, that's what happened. Is that we signed LeBron and everything flips. That'd be like Steph Curry goes to the Timberwolves. Well, now
They
There's
don't
no-
do anything.
yeah, they would. They're terrible.
Karl-Anthony Towns.
You put Curry on there. Well, we're not rebuilding anymore. We got to win now. Sorry, so we're letting Anthony Edwards develop. That dude better grow up real fast. We better build around those Curry, Edwards, and Cat. We better move. That's what it turns into. I mean, Alice, Kawhi Leonard signs with the Magic. Well, we're not in rebuild mode no more. We better be drafting good and making trades so we can win. You know what I mean? That's just how the NBA is now. It's so frustrating at some points. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I just look at all those guys, and you're just that team could have been so good at such a young age.
I'm just worried about some. I think some teams are going to over rely on the draft this year. I think it's a weak draft. It's very weak, prospect wise. I think Cade Cunningham's got potential to be really good.
That's
about it.
because Jalen Green, everybody watched him in high school, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, he's so good." I don't know if it's just because he's in the G League or because he's really not that good. But no, I haven't really heard anything about him this year.
He's not good. He's good. He's a high school athlete.
He's just an athlete.
Tell me when I'm wrong, man. I will always admit when I'm wrong. They're right.
Most of the time.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Like NBA wise? Because, we talked about a lot of stuff.
Lots of teams.
Lots of teams.
Lots of slander. The rise.
Luka and the rise of slander in this kid. The hatred for Detroit. If any Detroit Pistons fans see this comment.
Which, if you're a Detroit Pistons fan.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Don't say it. It's the whole point of it. The whole point of this. If you're a Detroit Pistons fan, what?
I was going to say something really messed
Just
up.
say it.
No, dude, I actually can't.
Let me see it.
You know what Coach Hood said about Solitaire.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
If you're a Detroit Pistons fan.
it's horrible. Detroit Pistons fan?
Probably
Just
not.
please roast him in the
Stop
comments.
watching the NBA.
If you're a Detroit Pistons fans, quote unquote,
They
stop
don't even have
watching
good
the
jerseys. At least Houston has good jerseys. Detroit's just an ugly team. Could you imagine I'd be ashamed to have a Detroit Pistons jersey or anything.
I'd rock an Isaiah Thomas jersey.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you have to be a fan. If you're a fan of Detroit Pistons, you're at least 40. I wouldn't. What jersey now? The best thing they've had is Blake Griffin.
They had him. They ruined him too. You are evil. You're an evil human.
And Luka, oh my god. First of all, number 77.
I do agree. That's a weird number choice. I will say, I think as the NBA progresses, players get weirder. We want more money.
Actually, that's just always been kind of weird. Now it's about
We
money.
want more money. I'm gonna make dreads down to my ankles.
People just look weirder now.
I'm gonna smoke weed and come to games high. J.R. Smith. Henny God.
I know you said this before, but you remember the Warriors-Cavs game when J.R. Smith sold?
Yes.
They weren't going to win that series.
No. If anyone, I know a lot of people says, oh, that costed them the series. No. Costed them the game. They were not winning that series. 100% not. That series could have been completely different if that doesn't happen. I think, here's my prediction for that series, okay? Cavs take game one, because that never happened. They win that because JR puts it back up and they win. Warriors take game two. Cavs take game 3. Warriors take the rest. Cavs come home. You steal one at Golden State. You're coming back 1-1. You're in prime position. Coming back to the ruckus Cleveland fans to try to take a lead in the series. You take a lead, and then all your momentum dies because the Warriors are just better than you. They ruined the NBA. In a way, you could say LeBron ruined the NBA by joining Miami.
He started it.
He did start it.
He started it.
Why do you talk like you said a lisp?
I don't know. It sounded like a baby complaining.
Oh
Whining.
my god, bro.
I was a Heat fan. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bandwagon.
He's a bandwagon. He is a bandwagon in general.
Okay, but I was like 9.
No, you bandwagon the Celtics, then the Heat, and then the
Okay,
Warriors.
I bandwagon the Celtics. My dad liked the Celtics.
No, you bandwagoned everyone.
I was like, if it's under 10, it doesn't matter. If you're a third grader and you're still wearing high socks, you can like whoever you want.
Disrespect, man.
Lots of hate.
What?
Lots of hate in my heart for those 2 things.
All right,
Detroit and Luka.
Detroit and Luka. Well, any
Not the
Detroit,
city.
Detroit fans,
Yeah.
and Luka fans, Mavericks fans, please enjoy roasting this kid. We're 56 minutes strong right now for our first
Watch-
episode of the Sports.
If you've
Boys
watched this
podcast.
whole thing, you're a legend.
You are a legend. I think it's probably good.
Suck your toes if you watch the whole thing.
It's probably good place to end it. You know, we're kind of running out of things to talk about because first episode we didn't really plan out what we wanted to do.
The beginning was kind of weird, then we opened up a little bit.
We did open up,
We got some good combos.
but this is the duo,
We're
Colin
back.
Haggerty and Jackson
Back.
Jones. Obviously, you've seen me on this channel. We're gonna run it through JJ Sports Talk, the Sports Boys podcast. Hopefully, it gets some semblance of recognition. We'll obviously post it on all of our social media because we want to do good. The part that you guys... That was the fridge, I swear to God. That was the fridge, I swear to God.
I hope
But-
it was.
That's 100% the fridge. We were filming this in basically a bar. It's pretty cool.
It's you.
No, it's not. So, the part that I told you, I'm ignoring it.
Shit
It
in
is
the pants.
100% the fridge. But I'm just gonna keep talking. So, the part for you guys that you guys will find fun. See, it's just fun. It's just good vibes down here. So, the part that you guys will find fun is that we want you guys to comment what you guys want us to talk about. Because we can have fun with the things that you guys comment. Like you guys say, we want you to talk about this in the NFL, this in the NBA, this in college. We'll do it. We'll talk about it. Oh my gosh. We'll talk about it. See, this is the whole part of the journey. This is uncut, raw footage of us in our podcast.
An absolute horrible start. A shitter start.
Horrible start,
Shitter start.
but it's okay. The part that I was trying to get to is that we'll take your ideas, but we also want guests on this podcast. Our friends, any adults that have stuff to come say. Hopefully the fridge will shut up eventually. But we want people to come on here and talk to us. Spread their ideas. This is kind of a adult language podcast.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we're not gonna spray the F word on here. But we didn't have any heated arguments now, but I know there's some people that I could have some heated arguments with.
We'll get more comfortable in front of this eventually.
Right. We're
one.
hoping to film at least one a week.
Oh yeah.
Whether that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
There's always new stuff happening.
Right. There's always, we go to school together, so it's like we're sitting at the lunch table. Oh, we can make a podcast on that. Remember, the point of a podcast is to be long, people. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes. But also, any recommendations that people can make about what we can do better, what we can improve in the podcast, please do it. Do you agree?
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, unless you want to add anything else, I think that's
No.
pretty much wrapping up episode
Good.
1 of Sports Boys. That's what we're planning on calling it now.
We'll come up with something better.
But otherwise, thanks for watching the Sports Boys. That's what I'm thinking. Podcast. I gotta come out here because we're not fancy. Thank you for watching, everyone. Goodbye.